Welcome now everyone to the top 10 indie games of 2012. 2012 was a great year for indie games, with the release of Indie Game the Movie that gave us a behind the scenes of what it is to be an indie developer, and to the induction of Steam Greenlight, giving more people a chance to have their little game on the big stage. I played plenty of indie games this year, however I did not play all of them, so if I missed something you felt belonged on the list, comment your feelings down below, and let's get started. Number 10. Number 10 on my list is one of the stranger games that came out this year. McPixel was among the first of the Steam Greenlight games to be released. At its core, it's a point-and-click puzzler that makes you think on your feet, but what really makes this game fantastic are the crazy scenarios you end up in. Whether it's shoving dynamite up a man's ass to keep people safe, or peeing on everything or anyone, its pixelated graphics remind us of the old days of gaming, and the quick-paced style makes the game very addictive. Number 9. Some people may disagree with this being on a 2012 release list, but number 9 is Edmund Macmillan's Basement Collection. Although all of the games in the collection span the last 5 years, as a collection this game does wonders in understanding the mindset of the Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac creator. In this collection, my favorite 2 games are the puzzle platformers Timefuck and Spewer. Number 8. This game came out of nowhere and sadly never got the attention it deserved. Number 8 is Tiny and Big Grandpa's Leftovers. This was a game I couldn't put down and managed to beat it in a single session. The game's cel-shaded graphics and wonderful music make the game seem unique, but where the game really shines is the gameplay. Armed with a laser that can cut through anything, a rocket launcher that can attach rockets to anything and thrust them forward, and a grappling hook that lets you pull large structures down. The world becomes a playground, and what makes these tools unique in this game is that you can affect nearly any surface in the game. You can cut down mountains that are hundreds of feet tall and blast them away with your rocket thrusters. It is truly a unique experience that can be played many different ways, many times. Number 7. Machinarium did wonders in revitalizing the point-and-click adventure genre. In their next release, Amanita Design was trading their robots for nature. It's difficult to pinpoint the exact reason this game is so good, between the music, characters, graphics, and simplicity. Also, given an interesting narrative, this was one of the best all-around games, and I personally enjoyed it more than Machinarium. Number 6. There are few survival horror games that actually have survival involved, and at that are rarely scary, especially now that Capcom has taken an action-based approach with their main Resident Evil games. Who would have thought that one of the best survival horror games this year would be the pixelated indie game Lone Survivor, developed by Jasper Byrne. Generally, everything that happens in this game is very unpredictable and will always keep you guessing. Given the pixelated characters over the hand-painted locations and terrifying ambience, this game had great design. It's scary, it's psychological, and it's number 6. Number 5. Space. The Final Frontier. And the setting for number 5. Faster Than Light. FTL took the world by storm after its successful Kickstarter earlier this year. Its combat simulation that changes every time you play it makes the game seem like it could last forever. The music sets the mood perfectly, and although the level of difficulty is high, when you succeed, it really feels earned. Number 4. As much as I hate to admit it, mobile games are on the rise, and some are very good. Number 4 in particular is nearly perfect. Number 4 is Super Hexagon from Terry Kavanagh, the brilliant mind that also brought us VVVVV. This game's main merit is its simplicity. You are a small triangle that must avoid being destroyed by the incoming shapes. Fueled by the fantastic music of Chipzel, you'll play this game for hours, even if your average life only lasts seconds. The game can get impossibly hard, especially given the fact that memorizing patterns is out of the question. Although this is a mobile game, I prefer to play it on the computer because its simple beauty deserves a larger screen. The next 3 games are too close to call. All 3 are my favorites and fall in no particular order. Number 3. For people who like pain and frustration, Spelunky on the Xbox Live Arcade is for you. The game's simple idea of collecting treasure and making it to the exit is interrupted by enemies, traps, and most importantly, the player's stupidity. If you really want to test your ability as a gamer, try to beat Spelunky the hard way. The game's main merit, however, is in its roguelike elements, in the fact that every single time you play a level, the layout is different. Literally every single time. Sometimes you play, you may get a simple set of levels. The next time you play, you may get bombarded with spiders, traps, darkness, you name it. One of the games I have put the most time and effort into is Spelunky. Number 2. Say what you will about Phil Fish, but I love him. He made number 2 Fez. All inappropriate comments aside, Phil was able to overcome many obstacles to release probably one of the best Xbox games that came out this year. Playing with the concepts of 2D elements in a 3D world is an amazing idea that they were able to deliver in a way nobody has ever seen. Most naysayers of this game are people who have yet to experience it. This game does something games don't do anymore. He created a world where you can be happy. Nothing is trying to kill you, and the world is bright and colorful, armed with a score by Disaster Piece that makes you want to live in this world. And even after you beat the game for the first time, there is still much to be done. This game does not hold your hand, as it is packed with secrets that you may never find or realize existed. Number 1. This game came out of nowhere, broke my heart with a baseball bat, and ran off with my money. Number 1 is Hotline Miami, the 80s exaggerated top-down action game from some sick minds. Everything about this game is over the top in the best ways. The over-the-top violence, music, and graphics come together to create a truly unique experience. You are scored based on your playstyle, and the higher you score, the more in-game weapons are unlocked. Where this game really shines is the mask play, almost comparable to Majora's Mask. Every mask you get in Hotline Miami gives you a different strategy to play with, whether it being able to kill people with doors or turn off all the lights. All the masks add something new to a playthrough. There are also many hidden masks that give you even more far-out abilities. The game is short, but when you start a new game, you get everything you have unlocked, which adds a lot of replayability. Hotline Miami isn't just one of my favorite indie games this year, it's easily one of my favorite indie games of all time. It's really that good. It just goes to show that sometimes indie developers can get it done better than the big companies. I'm Red Panda Gamer. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have differing opinions, please feel free to comment your favorite indie games down below. And be sure to check out some of my other videos. They're all really, really good.